Yeah, the paddock's on the right hand side here, all the competitors, 15 countries represented from all over the world to come to compete at this brilliant race at Dundroad, the world's fastest road race. We're just on our way down the Flying Kilo now, probably one of the fastest sections of the course. The speed trap's down here on the left hand side. Top speeds probably today could be in the sort of mid 190s before we head towards the rock crossroads and into a series of rock bends. In this section here we've done a lot of safety work in a lot of areas around here. We've removed hedges and trees and so forth, great runoff areas. So we head down to Leathamstown here, very popular spectator area with a new grandstand this year, and the big screen there. It's probably the second slowest corner on the course. Obviously driving out of here and making our way up towards the top of Deer's Leap, and this section of the course is a lot of slipstream in there as the approach up. This is probably going to be one of the slowest laps of today, but yeah, this section's very, very popular. There's obviously Deer's Leap. Lots of people in this section. Down into probably one of the lowest points of the circuit, under the trees. So obviously lots of protection around this area. You know, covering whatever hardware we have there that we can't remove. This section of the course here, from the right of that corner there, from a rider's point of view, you have to have every corner right. This is the way if you get this section of the course right, you have good laps. This feedback, I'm no expert on that second part of it, but talking to the riders, this is the most important part of the course here. We're getting good laps, getting all these corners right. A lot of these corners are taken flat, you know, some of the fastest corners in the world, you know, and to get a fast lap, you have to get these corners right. You know, don't get it right, you end up having a bad lap. You can do the rest of the course great, but if you don't get these sections right, called this Locker's Corner. We named this a few years ago after Ian Locker, who retired last year with 18 wins on the course. So, and he's a great ambassador for the sport. So we decided to name the corner after him. And this section here is Joey's Windmill. It used to be just called the Windmill, or Irvin's, it used to be called for years ago. It was a family Irvin here in this section, but obviously after we lost Joey, and with Joey being the most wins round the draw, we wanted, you know, to have some section of the course named after Joey. So we named Joey's Windmill because Joey and Roger Marshall were racing there, and Roger Marshall was leading, and Joey went underneath him at the windmill and went on to win the race. It was obviously a great move, and won him the race. This section here is called the hole in the wall, just very simply because there's a hole in the wall. You know, it's just got to be a lot of thought into these names. And round wheelers now, and the approach to Turnergruff. And this stage here, you can see on a good day you can see over the lock, and they say if you can see the lock, it's not raining, you know. So at the minute we can't see the log, so you've got a mist there. So approach the hairpin, which is the slowest corner on the course. Probably acts at maybe 50 miles per hour. A lot of the races won and lost in this corner. Not out braking down. It's called the Lindsay hairpin, named after a competitor, Darren Lindsay, who's sadly no longer with us. He lost his life at the Killalean races down south, and Darren played a big part in the club here and also lived in the circuit. And I also was involved with sponsoring Darren, and so after his death we decided that there was a stone there in his memory, and it's there for 52 weeks a year, so I think it's a fitting tribute to the guy. So when you're in this section here now, you're heading for home, heading to the finishing line, and as I said years ago, if you were leading coming out of that corner, really you should win the race. But last year, Bruce Anstey and William Delap obviously had other plans, because I think the chop and changed about 3 times before they got the finishing line, which made it probably one of the best races of the day, you know. It's the flow bog section again, as you can see there. Lots of safety work to be done here. Loads of runoff, you know. The safety's paramount around the course every year. You know, we do risk assessments after the event and try to improve things for the next year. Just simple wee things could make it just that much safer, and just taking the whole thing forward, you know. Whenever I took over, run the Ulster Grand Prix with the Draw Club in 2002, you know, my aim was to make it as safe as possible. And through obviously the cooperation of the landowners, which without their help couldn't have happened. You know, we've done so much. But then obviously the safer you make it, then obviously the quicker you make it too. And there's a lot of guys riding now as a short circuit, you know, a lot of scratching and so forth. But it makes brilliant racing, and it's probably my favourite section of the course, you know, coming out of Quarries through Smiths to the finishing line. Brilliant section. And then just approach the finishing line, you know, and once you get over this finishing line and you're in front of the race, well, that's you into the history books for the Metro Ulster Grand Prix.